Alright, so welcome back to another video, specifically building an e-commerce with Vue, Nuxt, Strapi, GraphQL, Docker, Stripe, and deploy on Amazon EC2. I know there is a lot of words here, okay, but Vue is for building user interface, Nuxt to streamline our web development process from the design, build, to deploy. Strapi is for store the state of our application outside of our server and we can easily manage our content. GraphQL is for network optimization, network optimizations, where here the simple terms or the TLDR is that it improves the page load time. So by keeping the request at bare minimum and the payload as lightweight as possible, by only fetching data that we need. And then you have Docker here, okay, that allows to containerize our applications and deploy anywhere. Stripe for payment options when you want to integrate that, so specifically for our e-commerce, and we're going to deploy that on Amazon EC2, which is an instance, a virtual machine on Amazon, where now anyone on the internet can access to the website. So the entire goal of this is to see how feasible, fast, maintainable, and scalable is to build a POC with all of these technologies, right? So the methodology here is okay. So the methodology here is the design, build, test, and deploy. So far, I pass on the design by conducting a research of looking if we are able to use at least different UI design systems, right? So Nuxt provide a couple one, but they're not what do we want here for our use case, e-commerce. Vue provide something called Vue Stick for that, so it works for mobile and the desktop or larger screens. And luckily for us, we can use Strapi with a Nuxt 3 model, which is great. Stripe. So even though that we don't have any Nuxt 3 model, we can integrate that with the car option. So the time estimate for this is less than 24 hours. So far, if I recall that, we have there have been 6 videos, meaning 6 hours of dedicating time on how to do this. So on the build, first I lay out this on the backend and the frontend. So for the backend, we already set up the Strapi. We define the type definitions for an e-commerce or the data structures. Then I populate that with mock data, which is very time consuming, and using Strapi with GraphQL, which luckily for us, it comes with already a built-in plugin where it use underneath the hood an Apollo server and allow us to it define behind the scenes a shadow crew, basic operations that we perform on any database, which is create, read, update, and delete. Great. So we already so first I look at Strapi. Okay, so Strapi, so the original purpose of Strapi was to help bootstrap your API. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, so the original purpose of Bootstrap, or the original purpose of Strapi, is to bootstrap your API. But now Strapi has grown and to become a open source headless CMS that give the developer the flexibility to choose whatever favorite tools or framework they want to use, and editors to manage and distribute their content using the admin panel, right? So Strapi is a plugin based system, so we can easily extend the admin panel as their API, okay? And it comes with a built-in user assistant, so to manage in detail what the admins and end users can do. In other words, it comes with a permission system. Great. Okay. Cool. So, and the other is use Strapi with GraphQL. So, because since Strapi is a plugin-based system, we use the GraphQL plugin, which comes with an Apollo server and something called the shadow crew. So to automate the creation of the type definitions, queries, mutations, and resolvers based on models defined in the admin panel. And that was pretty awesome. Pretty cool, by the way. Okay. Right now, okay, after I install the GraphQL Strapi Apollo, which comes with a GraphQL Apollo, it comes with an Apollo server and something called Shadow Crew. Okay, again, so it automates the creation of types, queries, mutations, and resolvers based on models we define in the admin panel. So for that, let me change here to the e-commerce window. That's right. Here we are. Okie dokie. So we'll be getting inside of the server, and we'll do is npm or performance npm run develop. Okay. So it will run is the it run the Strapi command, and now we can access to our Strapi instance. Cool. Okay. Strapi admin. That's right. Okie dokie. And there you got it, right? Because I installed this GraphQL plugin, we can have access to our GraphQL playground. Okay, and here we can see is the different queries. Okay, all the different queries and the mutations. Okay, so in any GraphQL server, because now the way of interact with front-end and back-end application is not like in a RESTful architecture. Here we're doing is in a GraphQL way. Okay, so queries GraphQL assumes that the most likely operation that you're gonna do as a web developer is read the data, right? That's one of the reasons why they why GraphQL queries are very, very good at doing so. And when it comes to update, delete, or create new data, you use mutations, right? There are also another root level operation on any GraphQL server, like subscription, which it works or it behaves somewhat similar to push notifications. Uh, but right now, so far we have is queries and mutation, which are the most common operation that we can perform to a GraphQL server. And our schemas here, which is the type or the data structure that Strapi create behind the scenes, right? So here we have is the scalars, JSON, datetime, upload, pagination, and here is where we can see, for example, what are the inputs or schema that it defined to actually perform some operations like filter by a particularly primitive, right? So if you look at this, it use the Boolean filter input, okay? So to filter per Boolean, string, integers, float, datetime, JSON, upload file filters as well. And that's something great. That's actually good because it create all of this type and resolvers underneath the hood. And also it creates some other for internationalizations. If you take a closer look, as well as the user or this built-in user system. Okay, so we can create, or we can have our permission levels as admin or users. Right now it only is based on users. We have only our root admin user. Anytime you create a new Strapi instance, you already have that. And also, well, the type that we define, such as order input, like this, order item. This is something that we create in our admin panel, the Strapi admin panel. Okay. Okay. Cool. So with that recap, okay, about what Strapi is, to recap, well, Strapi is the original purpose of Strapi is to bootstrap API, and now it grows to be a open source headless CMS that allows developers to choose whatever favorite tools or framework they want to do or they want to go, and for editors to easily manage their content in a admin panel. Okay, in an admin panel. Cool. Exactly, in an admin panel. Okay, so because once I install the GraphQL plugin, it comes with an Apollo server, so there is no need to set this from scratch, which is great. So there is no need to set this from scratch or define basic resolvers. Not at all. So what left here is jump straight forward to the front-end code. And for this, let's go to Nuxt. Okay, to Nuxt 3. Okay, the intuitive web framework. And that's what's going to make a quick overview of Nuxt, right? So from their website, they say the intuitive web frameworks. So build your next view application with confidence using Nuxt, an open source framework under MIT license that makes web development simple and powerful. So in other words, exactly. So it streamlined the web development from the design, build, and deploy. Okay. Delivering an optimized user experience, how a user interact with an experience in your website will determine your impact. Utility, ease of use, and efficiency are key. Nuxt is built with a set of features that make this possible. Do you know what is funny about this is that for poor websites, you don't necessarily need that. You only need is higher. You only need is content. That's all. That's all what you need, right? That's all basically what you need. Fast and furious, on-demand rendering, and SEO and web vitals. Okay. So here we have is optimize with code splitting, tree shaking, optimize cold start, link prefetching, payload extraction, just to name a few. Fast by default, so you can focus on building. Here you have on-demand rendering. Decide what rendering strategy at route level. Interesting. Decide what rendering strategy at route level. Server-side rendering, static site generators, client-side rendering. ESR. Interesting. ESR. Meaning route rendering. Interrupt server route routine. No, but this is for rendering strategies. ESR. Incremental static regeneration. Incremental static regeneration. ESR. Incremental static regeneration. Okay. You know what is also interesting about this is that it opened up a new vocabulary based on a particular use case. Route strategy. Incremental static regeneration. Incremental static regeneration. Okay. The goal is just to conduct a research based on the things that we can do here. So ChatGPT to the rescue. ChatGPT to the rescue. Um, web development. What does it mean? ESR. Extend support release. But I think that is not what they mean. Decide what rendering strategy. Exactly. Rendering strategy. ESR. Rendering strategy. ESR. Mm-hmm. To optimize the performance and rendering speed of web page. What about ESR? Rendering strategy EISR. Mm-hmm. Unless you give me is rendering strategy list. Rendering strategy list. Exactly. Client-side rendering, something that I'm very familiar with. The client-side rendering approach. Server-side rendering. Hybrid rendering. Static site generation. Exactly. Again, all of these are rendering strategies. Rendering strategies. Rendering strategies. Incremental static regeneration, which is another techniques. Universal rendering. Mm-hmm. But this is interesting because now, once I look here at Nuxt, okay, which is now looking at Nuxt, mm-hmm. Looking at Nuxt, so by world-class companies discovering new developer experience, trusted by the World Wide Web, ship faster with Nuxt models, and a community of web builders and solutions to cover all your needs. Official all agency partner, Nuxt Expert Network, certified by Nuxt Lab Team. Yeah, Nuxt Lab. Improve your website performance, provide custom solutions or integrations, community support. Nuxt Lab. Okay. And you are the creator of View Storefront. What the? Whoops. This is okay. In Poland. CEO and co-founder of View Storefront. Vercel, CEO. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Open source software. Okay. So the point of this video is to understand a little bit more of Nuxt, right? So first, from their landing page here from Nuxt. Okay, so Nuxt, introducing Nuxt DevTool as well. So get started delivering an optimized user experience. How user interact and experience your website will determine your impact. So let me is it improves, or it aims to improve developer experience when building web apps. Okay, it aims to improve the developer experience when building modern web apps. That's right, when building modern web apps, right? So you have delivering an optimized user experience. And I'm going to copy and paste this is to understand and be able to also, so to improve my communication skills and my writings as well. So delivering an optimized experience. So Nuxt focus on deliver and deliver an optimized experience. Deliver an optimized user experience. User experience. You might think that these are their goals. Okay, so goals. Deliver an optimized user experience. Fast and furious, like code optimization. So where you are here, optimize with code splitting, tree shaking, optimize code start, link prefetching, payload extraction, just to name a few. Fast by default, so you can focus on building. Deliver and optimize. Instead of this, let me put this in this way. Okay, so this is their goal. Okay, it is deliver an optimized user experience. Whether is optimizations like okay. So Nuxt aim to improve developer experience when building modern web apps. Okay, so the goal is deliver an optimized user experience. The optimizations like code splitting, code splitting. Okay, optimization like code splitting, tree shaking, optimize cold start, optimize cold start, meaning optimize cold start, meaning cold start refers to the process of starting an application or server from scratch. Okay. Optimize cold start, start an app from scratch, start an app or service from scratch. Okay. Generally refers to an approach of software development where the focus is to reduce the time it takes to start an application or service after a cold start. This can involve various techniques and strategies to improve the performance of the application during startup, such as optimizing the initial process, minimizing dependency, and preloading or caching data. Start an app or service from scratch, meaning optimize cold start. Cold start optimizing cold start refers to start an app or service from scratch, and that include is optimizing the initialization process, minimizing dependency, and preloading or caching data. Link prefetching, okay, link prefetching and payload extraction to improve the perceived performance of a website by proactively fetching resources that a user is likely to need in the near future. So link prefetchings is a technique to improve it's a web development technique to improve. I think this is something important. A web development technique to improve perceived performance of a website by proactively fetching resources that a user is likely to need in the future. And then you have is payload extraction. It is important to use link prefetching carefully, and it also can be consume additional network bandwidth and resource, and may not always improve the user experience. Prefetching too many resources or resources that are not actually needed can result in unnecessary network traffic and slow down the page load time instead of speeding up. Payload extraction refers to the process of extracting data or information from a message or data package that is transmitted over the network. In the context of web development, payload extraction typically involves parsing or decoding the data that is received from a client or server in order to extract relevant information. For example, in web form submission, the payload will typically include the data entered by the user. But here, the payload extraction, okay, is a process of payload extraction. Yeah, they love to use funny words or thought-provoking words, right? Thought-provoking. And here you have on-demand rendering. Okay, decide what rendering strategy at the route level. On-demand rendering. That's right. Rendering strategy. I think this is something very, very important to know, to understand that. Okay, the goal is deliver an optimized experience. Optimizations like code splitting, tree shaking, rendering strategies. Oh, come on. Rendering strategy like all of this. So you have server-side rendering, static site generations, client-side rendering, ESR. I barely know about this. ESR. Incremental static regeneration. Incremental static regeneration. Not sure what is this. Honestly, not sure what it is. And SWR. Stay while revalidate is a technique used in web development to improve the perceived performance and responsiveness of web application by optimizing data fetching and rendering. Overall, the SWR rendering can help to improve the performance, responsiveness, and scalability of web application by optimizing data fetching and rendering. Stale while revalidate. Stale while revalidate is a technique used in web development to improve the perceived performance and responsiveness of web application by optimizing data fetching and rendering. Data is catch and serve from the cache whenever possible, while also periodically fetching update data in the background to ensure that the cache remains up to date. This can help to minimize the amount of time that a user has to wait for data to load and can also reduce the overall load on the server. When it comes to rendering with SWR, the cache data can be used to render the initial version of the component of the page, while also setting up an automatic revalidation process to periodically fetch and update the data as needed. This can help to ensure that the user always sees the most up-to-date information while also minimizing the amount of time and resources required for data fetching and rendering. Okay, and also is SEO and Web Vitals. Okay, SEO and Web Vitals. Deliver an optimized user experience. SEO and Web Vitals. So leveraging server-side rendering, ESM, format and optimized image, Nuxt websites are indexable by search engine while giving the feeling of an app to the end users. Oh my god, I close that. Okay. Leveraging. So by leveraging server-side rendering, ES format, which is ECMAScript model syntax, ECMAScript model format and optimized image, Nuxt websites are indexable by search engine while giving the feeling of an app to the end user. Trust by world-class companies. Explorer selections of that, right? Rakuten, TikTok for business. Holy crap, for real? TikTok for business is made on Nuxt? Wow. Holy moly. Holy moly. Wow, okay, finally scores. Empowering the world to develop tech. Stack Overflow CO. This is made on Nuxt as well? Empowering the world to develop technology through the collective knowledge. Holy moly again. Interesting. Adapt a custom first. The some is like the some. Okay. Discover a new developer experience. Well, not necessarily a new developer experience, but okay. Mhm. Discover new developer experience here. Plug and play, most intuitive directory structure. Plug and play, where it comes with most intuitive directory folder structure, like this, with the most intuitive directory structures, the automation, repeated tasks are automated, like auto imports, code splitting, typings, minification, bundling for production, and more. Repeated tasks are automated. Auto imports, code splitting, typings, typings, minifications, bundling for production, and more. Patterns include data fetching, state management, meta tags, helpers, route guards, cookie, error handling, bundle analyzer, and more. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Trust by the World Wide Web. Evan Yu, Sarah Dressner, Director of Engineering and Web Infrastructure in Google, Chief Engineer of Chrome. Is icing on the cake. Nuxt offers a compelling solution and a great ecosystem to help you ship full-stack Vue apps that are performant and SEO friendly. The flexibility to choose between server-side rendering and static site generator is icing on the cake. Is icing on the cake. Ship faster with Nuxt model and a community of web builders. A solution to cover all your needs. Official agency partner, not expert network, and community support. Start your Nuxt journey. Learn everything you need to know from beginner to master. But but again, this video was exclusively to understand what is the goal of Nuxt, okay? what it offers and see what we can use and what are the benefits and the trade-off of using this framework. Okay, it comes with a lot of abstractions that are specifically for a particular use case. Okay, so that'll be all for this video. Take care. Bye bye.